welcoming to the stage Didier Drogba.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Lui-même. So where do I start? So, je t'aime aussi. Qui a dit je t'aime? So, I spent the last few days trying to write a speech. Where do I start? I'm going to tell my story. Wow. So I have to start in 1978. It's going to be long. 10 minutes will be too short. So I'm going to try to make it simple. Of course, I can do it in French. It's going to be easier for me. But because the vocabulary is going to be richer, but I'm going to try. So I was 6 years old. Before that, I want to say, my mom said to me, when she gave birth, I started working. I didn't do like the little steps. I started working when I was 6 months old. 6 months. So she believed I had something. What? I don't know. But at 6 years old, I said to my mom and dad, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a doctor and I want to play football. And my uncle was a professional football player in France, and when he was coming to Ivory Coast, I look at him like this, with big eyes. I want to go and live with him. So one day, and in our culture, the younger brother of the family, which was my uncle, asked to take his big brother's son with him to give him a chance for education. So I moved to France. And can you imagine, 6 years old, leaving your mom and dad in Côte d'Ivoire, going on a plane for the first time, crying all night, all flight, and then you land in France, and you go to school, first day at school, your friend, they're young, so they don't know. It's the first time that they see a black guy, so they're surprised. And all my life has been like this, challenges. And all these different challenges took me to this. I have to take the lead of my life. I went to see a football game my uncle was playing, so I went to the stadium and I see the crowd, like I see you guys now, and I see the energy, and I'm like, wow, this is really what I want to do for a living. I didn't know there was money in football. It's just my passion. I was driven by passion. And I said, I want to score goals like this guy. I want to celebrate like this man. And I want the crowd to be like this when they see me. I want to score the goal in the final. I want to be a superstar, but I didn't know what superstar means. So every time I had the chance to come on a football field, to play a final, I was preparing myself like differently. I need to know why I score a goal when I was playing. I need to know why I score a goal because I want to be able to duplicate, because the feeling I have when you guys are supporting me, are celebrating when I score a goal, I want that to happen every single day, every time I play. So I need to know why I'm scoring. I need to know why I'm not performing as well. So when I was playing with passion, so for me, it was just natural to score goals, to play. But then I wanted to get to another level. And before that, I had a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries. I broke my fifth metatarsal, left side, and my agent is here. He's here. He's been with me since I'm 19 years old. So he knows the story. He knows everything. I broke my leg, my ankle. I was on the floor, put my leg like this. The ankle is going the other way. I was thinking, I'm done for football. I mean, this is my dream. I really want to play, but maybe it's not for me. All these injuries, I really don't think it's for me. And I was 19 when I signed with a professional team. 19 years old, it's late. When my fellow colleagues, Thierry Henry, David Trezeguet, were winning the World Cup, I was signing professional. So imagine, they said to me, my dad didn't want me to play football. He didn't want me to play football because it's not like now. Now every parent, they push their kids. Go and play, go, you're gonna make money, go. No. Football at the time was not a job. I used to write, when I go to school, they say, okay, what you want to do when you become older? I used to put professional football player, and my dad has to sign. Take the paper. When you find a proper job, I'll sign it. I said, okay. So I had to put something else. I want to be a baker. Are you crazy? I said, it's a job, no? No problem. So I had to face, like I said, I had to face a lot of challenges. And this one was the biggest because it's my dad. He's my father. He's someone that inspires me. It's someone that I look up to. But my dream is different, and he's not supporting me the way he would support me for something else. So I had to prove to him that my decision is the right one. It's my passion, but I want to make it my living. So when I was improving, playing with the professional team, after all these injuries, I started to question myself. I said, there might be something I'm doing wrong. So I look at my friends around me, and yesterday I was with him. Florent Malouda was working with someone who was helping him to recover faster. So we play a game. After that, our families gather together, and then we eat, we have a few drinks. The next day, I'm tired. I'm super tired, but there's training. So I go to train, and I see the guy who had the same drinks, the same food, he's fit, he's training hard, and I'm like struggling. I asked him, how do you do that? He said, I'm working with people to help me recover because this is my job. This is what helps me to make money, to earn money, to feed my family. Then I understand, okay, so football is not only playing and just being happy to be a professional football player. It is a full-time job. So I hired these people, and I used to train an hour and a half with the team, and after that, I used to work with them 3 or 4 hours to recover. And what really inspired me to do that, I read a book and the story of Michael Jordan, and he had people, he had the team, the basketball team management, and he had people working for him on the side. So that's how he became the best. That's how he could make the difference. And I always wanted to make a difference, like I said earlier. So I hired these people to go to the next level. And as soon as I started working with them, Guingamp, 1 year. Marseille, 1 year. I signed for 4 years, I was gone after 1 year. I went to Chelsea. Chelsea, I thought I was going to stay there. I didn't want to go to Chelsea at first. Yeah, because my dream for me was to play for Marseille. Big Marseille fan. And I have to be honest, everything went so fast. So 2 years before that, before having this offer from Chelsea, I was a substitute in second division. In second division, French second division. And now one of the biggest teams in the world wants me to play for them. It's a big challenge. It's another challenge. So I was a bit scared, but because I learned how to succeed, how to face failure, I took the challenge. I took the challenge because I believe in me. Because before me, there was Laurent Pokou. I didn't know him. What a talent it was from Ivory Coast. He scored so many goals in the African Cup. He still has the record. I think he's been beaten by Samuel Eto'o, but he still has the record. He played in France, was so famous. They loved him, and he inspired me. I said, I'm from Ivory Coast. This guy represented my country. This guy represented Africa on a big stage. I want to do the same thing. I want people to know where I'm from. I want people to know my culture. So every time I come in the dressing room, I put the music and I start dancing. They're like, oh, what is he doing? I say, this is from my country. This is how we dance. Coupé décalé, this is from my country. My country is Côte d'Ivoire, West Africa. They're like, oh. So step, toujours. And I faced, like I said, some challenges. He was talking before me about signing contracts. This is a reality, and I'm not judging, I'm not criticizing, but this is what we all have to fight for. We're looking for respect. First of all, we have to prove. This has been our story. This has been my story. I always had to prove. Why him in Chelsea? When I moved to Chelsea, they say, why paying so much money for a guy? We don't know him. He's coming from Africa. He played 1 year in Marseille, and now he's in a big club. And this man, Jose Mourinho, he said to them, he said, I want this man. He had the opportunity to sign the best players in the world, but he believed in me. He said, I want you. I want you. And if you want to become the best player in the world, you have to play for me. That's Jose, you know. But signing in this team, you're talking to sponsors, and my agent is here, he can testify. So I signed a contract with a big sponsor, and then I was about to sign, and I was trying to compare a little bit with the other players. And I say, hold on, there's a difference. I played for Marseille. I played Champions League. I scored goals. I played UEFA Cups. I scored goals. Top scorer in 2004 of European Cups. Crazy season, moving to Chelsea, big club, big stage. But my contract was lower than these players who were playing for good teams, but not the level of Marseille, no European competitions. And I asked them, I said, guys, can you explain to me why my contract is like this and the contract is there? They say, we are sorry, but they're playing for for European national teams, and you're playing for an African national team. I'm like, okay. And because you're playing for an African national team, we cannot control, we don't know how much you're gonna sell, how many shirts you can sell, how many football boots you can sell. And I took it as a challenge. I said to them, you don't know. Now I'm going to show you. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that where I come from, I don't have a country behind me. I have a whole continent behind me. And this is the place where you should invest. And this was 2004, 2005. This is the place where you should invest. So last year, when I saw the Nike campaign with Nigeria selling millions of shirts, I was sitting there, I said, I told you, no? I told you. And just to say that, it has to come from us. From us. First, we need to believe, you need to have a dream. It can be a passion, but we have to work hard. For us to succeed, we have to work hard. And I've never stopped working hard. And I always challenge myself. Like this move from Marseille to Chelsea, I was like, can I really do it? Okay, try. After that, I went to China. I won everything in Chelsea. I decided to go to China because obviously good wages, but also it was a challenge for me to go and discover this culture. Why are they thinking this way and not the same way as we in Africa or in Europe? So I went there and I said, okay, me, African, I'm going to show them that we have a continent, that we play football, and we can be famous as well. It didn't last. 5 months later, I was back in Europe, Galatasaray. I said, I want to play in Champions League again. I took the challenge. I played in Champions League, scored goals. And then they say, this guy was finished, 35 years old. He was finished. But we can see that he still got something in his legs. Played against Chelsea, played against Real Madrid, scored. Mourinho said, my son, come back home. Age 36, another challenge. Play and win the league again in England. I mean, as a striker, normally after 30, 34 years old, you're going down. But at that age, because I took care of my body, because I knew how to compete, I knew how to win, I came back and I won the league with Chelsea. Then I decided to go to US. Because for me, Asia, Europe, played in Africa with my national team, decided to go to US to see how it works. Played for Montreal, success. I was going to stop, I was going to retire. And then this guy called me and said, I want you to play for my team. But I'm in second division, US. You're talking about me? Second division US? No. He said to me, I give you some shares at the club. I'm like, huh? Not only I can play, it's my passion, I can turn it into profit, salary, and now I'm becoming a businessman. Okay, so I took the challenge, and I have to tell you, it was the most important experience of my life. It was the best years of my life. Playing, let me explain to you, let me explain why. Because in that team, it looks like I was going back to where I started, when I was 19. All the players around me were 19 years old, 20, 22, 23, 40. Before, after training, we come back to the dressing room. Oh, you see the goal. Oh, I won. And now I come back to the dressing room. Everybody would do Instagram, Snapchat. I sit like, hey. I think it's time for me to leave the game because without talking, they're pushing me to retirement. But really, these kids, when they look at me, when I came, they were looking at me like this. Wow, how'd you score that goal? How'd you play that game? And what about the disgrace? I say, yeah, man, look, you can do it. It's not because you see me on a big screen that it's impossible. You can do it. Look, today we're training on the same field. Okay? So you have to forget about this complex and you have to believe in yourself and say, I can do it. But you have to learn. You have to learn. And I'm here to teach you. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm not coming here to retire. I'm coming here to win. I'm coming here to win. I need, when I hang up my boots, I need to put my boots and leave with a trophy. So you, I don't care, you're 19, you're 25, you, and you, please help me win and last trophy. So instead of coming and say, I'm going to show you how to do it, I said, guys, please, I need you. And there's no shame of doing that because alone you cannot achieve much. You can go somewhere, but together you can break a lot, and open a lot of doors. You use this, taking the lead to another level. And the first year we qualified for the conference final. And the second year, we won the conference final with the same team. And those kids, I was challenging the first year, the next year, the second year, my last year, they were challenging me. They were challenging me. Didier, can you do that? Boom, they give me the ball. Good. So for me, I was so happy because when I was young, I didn't have this chance. People believing in me. So I had to fight. I had to find my way. And it's like God gave me so much during those 20 years of playing football that before stopping, I had to give something back so I can live in peace. I think, and now I'm not playing no more, but they just broke a record in the US, 20 consecutive wins. This is the first time in sports history in the US, 20 consecutively wins. And I called them, I said, we have a group, I said, you guys are so stupid. Why do you wait for me to live to achieve that? But really, just to say that I'm so happy to be here, to share my story. And I want to finish with this. So I stopped playing, and while I was in this process, I met a lot of people. Like, oh, Didier, come, I want you to invest in this company, I want you to invest in that. And I made the wrong decisions. I lost a lot of money. Because I made the wrong decisions, because I didn't have the knowledge, I didn't have the experience. And meeting people like Amadou, Masai, at the time, Nelson Mandela, meeting His Excellency Mr. Paul Kagame, I learned a lot being with them. Different skills, but I learned a lot. And the only thing I learned is that I need to educate myself. The more I'm educated, the less people can trick me. So that was so important to me for the second phase of my life, because football you can play for 1 month, from 1 month to a year to 10 years. You don't know where it's going to stop, because you have to use your physique, your body, you run everywhere. But with age, I used to be fast. Huh? I used to be so fast. Don't look at me like this. I used to be good. I'm telling you. Now, you throw the ball, I want to... Even my son can catch it before me. But I used to be good. So now that I realize that I cannot chase the ball with the same pace, I cannot handle defenders with the same physique, with the same power, I needed to use my brain. I need to use my brain. I was already doing that, because people, when they see me on the field, they used to say, Drogba, big, powerful, bully this, goal like this. But they don't know that I played football not with my legs, with my brain first. With my brain. And now, I'm at the beginning of my new career. I have a lot of ambitions, a lot of dreams. I want to do good for my continent. I want to do good for my country. I want you guys not only to go abroad, learn, be skillful, and then come back and invest in your country, in your continent, but I want you guys to understand that we can do that on our continent. I'm not the first, and I hope I'm not going to be the last one, but if I can show the way, like my elders did, like Amadou did, like Serge Ibaka did, like not only sportsmen, but like I was going to say His Excellency Mr. Paul Kagame did, because look at your country. I was here in 2009. And your country has been through a lot of pain in the past. But how did you guys find the energy to rebuild? This is really fantastic. How did you get the find the energy to rebuild the country? How did you find the energy to sit together? Only in Africa. Only in Africa. And you are an example. You are an example. And in my small experience, when Ivory Coast went through civil war, I used you as an example. So when we qualified for our first World Cup, with my teammates, we went down on our knees and begged for peace, for elections, for democracy. And you guys really inspired me to do that. Of course, Mr. Mandela inspired me a lot. Daddy, as I used to call him, inspired me a lot. But you guys inspired me, and I'm really happy to be back here 10 years later and to see the development of the country, to see that you guys are organizing the Youth Connect Africa Summit, to see that you're an example for the continent, and to see so much diversity here. thank you very much. I can stay here for hours. I don't want to go, but I need to stop, and if you have some more questions, I'm here. Thank you very much.